man, fuck your bracket.
It's hard to do brackets now because like
you should
bet.
you should pan to that at the start of the video, like start the video like with me like, man, fuck your brackets.
That's how we start the show. I have to say it again that we're back, but
Just from vacation.
I feel it's just from vacation. Okay, nobody was sick. I maybe got a little bit sick. It was kind of a give and take because I feel like every time we do a podcast, like I'm saying to you that we're back. Then I went to spring training and golf season's now here. Well, around the corner. Welcome into the all-day, everyday
that shit
show.
Is here. That's a fucking problem with me. It just creeps up on you, and you ain't got no fucking reps. And now I'm at the range, just looking like an idiot. We're back though.
Yeah, but he got his reps in.
We're getting there. I got something for y'all come tea party season. Don't worry about it.
Hey, we're planning some ideas, so definitely stay tuned for that. Very excited to get back on the golf course.
Going right and left, but I'm just trying to make contact this shit.
We have a big show today.
Going right and left still.
We will get into that. Free agency, March Madness, some pick'ems for the running back situation.
Big elephant in the room.
What's that? Oh, yeah, there's a big elephant in the room.
There's a massive one.
Yeah.
We haven't got to talk about it yet.
Yeah, and his number is 26. Okay, so there's the elephant there. That my phone had 169 unread text messages from people coming out of the woodworks that I haven't talked to in like years.
That's
like,
fucking interesting.
You waited for this moment to finally like text me, like, no, how you doing? Like, just like, fuck you, loser. Saquon's on the Eagles. I'm like, bro, I can't. I'm at the Phillies game down in fucking Clearwater, and like I don't have time to answer these, dude. I don't even want to answer these.
So do we just rip the Band-Aid off and get into it?
No, because I want to talk about fucking. I got a baseball in spring training.
Yeah, Luis,
I got a baseball. Luis Gill, give me a ball.
Go ahead.
Fun story about this ball. We were at Yankee Stadium in Clearwater. No, not in Clearwater. It's actually across from where the Bucks play, and we go up. We had standing room only that day. You got a free beer with it, with the tickets, by the way, which is pretty cool.
I might become a standing room only person.
So, yeah, it's awesome. You just walk around the stadium. So we kind of just posted up in left field where the bullpen was, and we got there early enough so we could sit there for warm-ups. And Luis Gill was pitching that day. He's competing to get that fifth starter spot. So he walks out, and this is like a day after or 2 days after I was at the Philly Stadium when they were playing the Red Sox, and we stood at the bullpen all day, and I was just trying to heckle the players all game long. And we got a nice little video of that. So I'm like, let me go try to just do that with the Yankees. Not many of those guys actually like went into the bullpen. So Luis Gill comes out, he's wearing his diamond chain, and I'm like, I don't really know what to say that'll get his attention. I kind of want him to see that I'm over here. And I'm just like, yo, Luis, I'm loving those diamonds today, baby. And like, he just looks up, gives me a wave. And then while he's warming up directly below us. And he's just pitching, getting warmed up. I'm still just like talking to him, saying what's up, wishing him luck this season, hoping he gets the fifth spot, that kind of stuff. And then right when he's about to take the mound, he just turns around, looks directly at me, and tosses me the ball. Now there's all these kids around me, and they run up, and they're like asking for the ball. And I'm like, dude, he didn't look at you. He looked directly at me and threw me the ball because I was trying to talk to him. All you had to do was talk to him. I took that right in the pocket. I'm not giving the ball away because if you remember, last year I lost the ball because of that same situation.
I hate being like our culture. I don't remember ever coming up and being like seeing somebody get a ball or like a t-shirt or like a, you know what I mean, a souvenir. Like, oh, let me go ask if I can get it from him. Like, what the fuck? Like, where does that even come from?
Why is that? Like, why do we have to feel obligated to give the ball away?
I don't. But why are you coming and asking me for it? Yeah. You ain't catch it.
You missed your shot.
I'm gonna look like a dickhead.
And also, it's a 9-inning game. You're a little kid.
Plenty of chances.
Plenty of chances. Just stand around the bullpen and they'll hear your high-pitched voice. They will give you a ball. It is not that hard.
I never got one before from a player.
It's the first one I got.
See? You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's an exciting moment.
Pay your dues, young boy.
Yep.
Pay your dues. We all paid. You paid your dues for 25 fucking years. Pay your dues, young boy.
And you know what? I was like, people are gonna say I'm corny for saying this, but like, I was just as
you've been
excited.
to a lot of. You've been to a lot.
Lot of games. And the thing about spring training is like
you've been to a lot of games.
You can't get close to them at spring
Pay
training.
Your dues, young boy.
You can't get close in like the major leagues.
That's a sweet ball to you. Like how if someone goes gets a Bryce Harper like ball right field and you run up and go get it from him, it doesn't even feel the same if it's bright. If you're 10 years old and Bryce Harper looks at you and like it's like here, buddy, like damn. And you taking raw
like, I feel like I'm gonna
remember Luis Gill forever. Every time Luis Gill snaps, if he gets a playoff series, he has to come in for eat up some innings. Like that's gonna be your guy.
Like 18 pitches,
that's
18 innings.
What it's all about, motherfucker.
Over 18 innings in spring training and like 17 strikeouts. Like he's really competing for this fifth spot, which would be cool to see him. And I'm gonna sound corny for saying this.
Come out like Yamamoto.
That's true. That it was wild. Thank God we didn't get him, I guess.
That's a fucked up stray.
But I'm gonna sound like corny for saying this, but like I felt like I was just as excited as like the little kids to get the ball. Like, and I don't feel wrong in saying that.
You paid your dues. You paid your dues.
The only ball that I ever had was a foul ball from the Blue Rocks when I was like 8 years old. That's the only ball.
Right turn when you caught that, John.
We just standing behind home plate because there's nobody at the games. You're bound to get a ball.
Blue Rocks funnel kick was crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw
memories.
Yesterday, Kyle Verbitsky threw like 7 pitches against the Phillies.
Nice.
And he's high A, so that team would play the Blue Rocks.
Sometimes I saw him post on for his dad's birthday. Big old Bill Verbitsky.
Dude, I like
Coach Bill. That's my guy.
Seamus was telling me he's like looking on like ESPN like last night to see, that he was in, see what his stats look like. He's listed at 6'7". I'm like, did he grow more?
No, I'm pretty sure he was 6'6".
Like
when we were playing Legion, 14, 15, he was 6'5".
He was, I remember he was always very tall.
6'5".
But yeah,
I'm not shocked.
So then Seamus was like, dude, like the team that he plays for, like the high A, I think it's Aberdeen, like they play the Blue Rocks. So he was like, we got to find a time, like watch the schedule, see if he pitches, and then like the next time try to go see if we can see him. That'd be pretty cool.
We were all in the same basketball team at one point. And just imagine there was a 3-2 zone, and at the top is me, my wild ass. To my left is Kyle Verbitsky, his long ass, and to the right is the brain, Justin Ross.
The brain.
That was hell. I feel bad for any of y'all that was going through recess and math and all that and had to come to play that 3-2.
No, you see, I just played kickball.
Nah, you was what you mean? Was you playing lacrosse?
Yeah, but I mean that.
I was trying to come. I was trying to come tap in with y'all.
Yeah,
I was out there doing shit. I was out there moving shit. I was really trying to come tap in for a second. That's one of my regrets. Shit. And you were what you tapped in? Yeah, we were tapped in on track.
Yeah, we were tapped.
My first year. That's if I stuck with track, I probably would have been good because I was good that one year and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, but you my legs were so small. Like you had long legs for that. Like you guys were going to the Penn relays.
We were very close. That team was disgusting.
Like I was, my relay wasn't because we were all like small, like 4 or 5 guys. Like,
dude, that yeah, I should have kept running track. That'd been fun.
Yeah, but like what I felt like always with running, why like I stopped is, I don't know, like you can get that competitiveness with it, but like I want to be running from someone if they're like trying to hit me, like. Yeah. I don't know if I can get this same. Like I probably could if I really dug down.
Oh no!
I ran the same thing. Like I would have beat you.
I ran a race. We ran against Beverly Hills with Upper Darby, and I ran 200. And the way this motherfucker hauled me down in the 200 had me just as sick if I got like just blown up by someone on the football field. We ran the 4x1 against the next John. We were in the same little leg. We were both the second one, and we were losing by probably 1 or 2 steps, and I got him again. And that feeling again, I get back on him, even though it was just for the one leg, I was like, yeah, motherfucker, like you come back when you get like right next to somebody, look to the left, and like, oh, he right next to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm right next to you. Track was lit. I miss track, and we got the Olympics coming up.
That's true. That's true.
Track was fun. Shout out my track bulls. Y'all really like underrated athletes on the track. Most of these guys, NFL people we get to, they probably all ran track.
Yeah,
for real.
And Tyreek wants to be a part of it now too.
Imagine if he just ran track. Dude, do you think some of these guys? This is so off. I know you don't. I'm sorry, but like, why can't some of these guys play football and run track? Like, I feel like Tyreek Hill could actually do that, or is it just not? Or is that just too much? They do train just as much as they train every day.
Don't you think they're like those guys are a little bit bulked up more on the football field? Maybe you want to shed down a little bit so you're a little bit lighter on the track.
Yeah, and that's too much cross training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would think of.
Like imagine Mo Salah, like Holland. Imagine Holland.
Yeah.
Running like a four. Holland could be the white Usain Bolt if he just cross trained. But soccer's 2 year round. I don't know, just a thought. You know what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah, and the
It's not possible.
speaking of the
That'd be
soccer
cool to
games,
see something.
God damn it. Well, the ball's out of the frame. All the soccer games coming to the stadiums in the U.S.
Yeah, but they gotta host actual soccer games in the U.S. Like where it's not like backups,
not
like backups
exhibition
and shit.
games,
Yeah,
yeah.
we need like actual games.
But yeah,
It'll be turned.
Well, they got Messi, so I guess that's all they care about.
Oh, he's June.
Yeah.
Look at SeatGeek one day.
SeatGeek.
Before everybody else looks.
We got to get that promo code back.
everybody else
We
looks.
got to get that promo code.
Back.
SeatGeek, where you at? Okay. All right. Yeah, spring training was a blast. We got a little sun, and we saw some spring training baseball. Seriously, I will die on this hill. Last thing before we get into everything, I will die on this hill. You are not a true baseball fan if you are not attending spring training, or if you haven't. It's a great experience because you can get extremely close to the players. I got to sit in center field at the berm in where the Phillies play, and the berm is just a grassy area in the outfield. They don't have seats in the outfield. So we were sitting against the fence, and they were playing the Yankees on Monday, and Greg Allen, who's a frequent flyer, he kind of hops back up and down between the big leagues. Obviously not this year because the outfield's so stacked. That's just is what it is. But so like I'm just talking to him, and he thinks I'm a Phillies fan. And I'm like, yo, Greg, not answering me. He's like kind of shrugging me off. And then I'm like, you look really good today. Again, just trying to get an answer out of him. Smiles, taps his chest, whatever. And then I ask him, like, am I going to see you in the Bronx this year? And he kind of just shrugs his shoulders, like, I don't know. But like, you can't do that in these major league parks. It's too hard to get down that low. And it's also way too goddamn expensive to get down low. So for the interaction.
It's expensive to go to Florida.
Yeah, it's true. But like we did fly out of this airport in Wilmington, Avelo Airlines in Wilmington. It was like $68 down and like $100 back.
Not bad.
Compared to like a $250 flight out of Philly International.
Airport.
So that's kind of like the way that we were able to do it. And like my grandparents,
that place, unironically.
my grandparents lived down there, so like it's not like we were paying for like living, So you just got to check it out. It's a way better experience than than actually just going to these big league games. And also like it's baseball in March. Like you just can't beat it. And you're in warm weather when it's freezing up north. All right, over to while I was down there, all of these things that were happening in the NFL. Crazy that this happened the week I'm gone when we couldn't get this shit out earlier to everybody. But we'll start, I guess, with the new one. And the biggest thing that happened to Giants fans across the United States, if there is any anymore, Saquon Barkley is headed to the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFC East rival. I don't think many people thought this was going to happen. They thought that he was going to go. We knew he was going to go because the contract was not offered. A lot of people thought it was going to be Houston. A lot of people thought it was going to be Los Angeles Chargers. Both not the case. I would really like to see him in Houston with Stroud. Maybe go make another run. I was hoping for that. But now
I have a question off of that. Keep going. I have a question off of that. That's where my question stems from.
But he heads to the Philadelphia Eagles, which he calls "I'm coming back home."
It wasn't he born in the Bronx?
He was Lehigh Valley, and he grew up a Jets fan.
Okay, cool.
He's in PA. That's fine. So
and he went to Penn State. No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And like a lot of people like were giving a backlash for saying I'm coming back home. Like also a lot of people were giving Saquon Barkley backlash because he was saying that he wanted to be a Giant for life. Well, when the Giants don't offer him a contract, how can he be a Giant for life? I'm a Giants fan saying that. I'm not mad at him for going to the Eagles. They gave him the guaranteed money. They gave him a contract, and the Giants said they didn't want to give it to him.
You don't feel no type of way about that? You don't feel no type of way?
I mean, I'm mad. I'm mad
you don't
that the
think
Giants
that's
bring him back.
You don't think there's no pettiness behind that?
For going to the Eagles?
No, like you don't think there's no pettiness. You don't think he had no.
I think there's this. That's a great.
I'm not saying
point.
it's like, I'm not saying that was the whole driving factor, but you know when you do something, you're like, oh, that's a great like. You leave a shorty, right? Oh, that's a great fit. She bet. And she live in the dorm where Osho used to live. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pass through her room. I'm gonna go fuck with her. Like you don't think there was no.
I guess if you put it like that,
even just a little bit, and that's kind of why I fuck with it. Cause like I feel like we're a petty kind of city, shit like that. Like when I saw the movie go down, I'm like, yeah, we were an option. Because I think even when it came out, people were like, when the odds came out, like when Saquon Barkley was not going to return, like we were top of the odds. So I was like, oh shit, it makes sense. But I hope, just because like I feel like it'd be on brand for the city, where there was a little bit of like, nah, some pettiness, and I can't wait to play y'all 2 times a year now, which I think is great for the series too, because I think y'all might grab one this year. No. I'm just off the narrative, off the Saquon narrative. Y'all play him at home. It might, like, let's say we catch y'all late in the season. We always catch y'all. We 13 and whatever. Y'all need a win. You never know. I'm just saying, because it might be a little more animosity this year with Saquon over there.
But the one I
don't know if y'all get the early season one when it's really close, but y'all might really
not to like take the conversation away from Saquon. Only for 1 second to note this point. Before we go right back to it.
He said no.
It's the fact. I'm kind of a hater at this point for the season to come. But I will say some good things after I say this last dig on them. I was very, very upset that Xavier McKinney did not come back.
Got that bag too. Shout out to X. Good shit, my boy.
Like,
Good shit, my
shout
boy.
out. He deserved
Congratulations.
it. Great 4 years in New York.
Congratulations, Saquon, too.
Let's also not forget how much of a steal that this dude was in the draft. First pick in the second round. Shouldn't have even been a second round pick. And the Giants get that first pick in the second round 4 years ago. Great selection. Somehow fell to them. Thought he was going to be there. Captain of the defense. And goes to Green Bay, who lost Darnell Savage. They needed a safety, a big safety, and they got their guy. I wish that they were able to keep him. I think some Eagles fans were wanting to get some secondary help and thought that maybe get McKinney instead of Barkley. It ends up working out because you get that running back. I feel a little bit
CJ back.
I feel that's true. I feel a different type of way for DeAndre Swift, because it's
I feel bad for Swifty.
Like, did you just fucking use him?
And I posted on my story. I was like, it's gonna look bad if we trade away someone from our hood for Saquon Barkley, all this money.
And like literally your hood though. Like St. Joe.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally
the hood, like, and move on from him after a great year, top 5 in rushing, 1,500 yards rushing, and we didn't even utilize him to the fullest extent, in my opinion. And you bring in Saquon Barkley. It will look really bad, Howie. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it will look really bad because I love Swift in this offense. But here's my question to you, which I want to know what everyone thinks about this. Which move do you think is going to, when we look back, we're going to say that benefited that team more? CMC to the 49ers or Saquon to the Eagles?
It's a tough question because I think everyone's going to go to the answer of CMC just because we've seen what he's able to do. And I think that's what the answer is going to be. I think, like, just because of being a Giants fan, like, I think I would say Saquon to the Eagles. And I feel like everyone's going to hate that answer. But I'll tell you why. It's pretty simple. We've watched for this last 6 seasons of Saquon Barkley on the Giants. And what have we seen? The worst offensive line in the league. The worst offensive line in the league. And again, the worst offensive line in the league. So, and he's been able to put up very, very good numbers. Obviously,
the season y'all made the
some
playoffs.
Injuries, yeah. And he's turned into an absolute leader of a team that didn't have one to begin with. He fell into that role, and he deserved that role. That's besides the point. From just the player, what do you think he's going to do with the line that last year and the year before was the best offensive line in the league? What do you think he's going to do? I'm just confused. How is that not a better fit? And also, you look at Jalen Hurts and his running game. Oh, wait. Now we have a weapon that I can just dump off on the outside, and he's going to make everybody miss and do what he can do. Again, you talk about CMC, good catching back. Saquon, good catching back. But I think with a line like this, and also the hype that he now has, I'm quote-unquote coming back home, but I'm also in a very good spot. And what his daughter said, oh, we're going to win now. He has a different type of hype now where he's so excited to be in this spot because it's not a dig to the Giants. Just this wasn't a team for him to be, to become to the player to his fullest potential. He never was in that spot. That's what it is. And as a Giants fan, it sucks to say, but that's the truth. And that has to be stated. He was never going to live up to his fullest potential in the NFL with the Giants. He showed it. He did everything he could, but it was never going to live up to that. And now you put him on a Philadelphia Eagles team that should have potentially had a Super Bowl run last year. Obviously, it didn't happen. Now you put this guy in there who's, again, no disrespect to DeAndre Swift, but who's a way better player than him, I think the offense is going to get scary. And giving Jalen Hurts another weapon on the ground and somebody to dump off to, I'm very, very eager and excited to see what that tandem looks like.
I agree. I think Saquon to the Eagles would be a little more dangerous than CMC to 49ers just for one reason, because I don't know if Saquon's going to have to like carry the shell of us sometimes the way that CMC is going to have, going to have to, and how he had to.
And what Saquon did for the Giants.
Yeah, like I think just because the weapons and really the quarterback, my fault, Brock, but like I don't know. I feel like when we look at games in the when we talk about the 49ers, we're talking about the Super Bowl. When I was talking about how they only gave CMC 16 carries or whatnot, and obviously there was things in that game going on, and obviously we're talking about situations in the game. But I mean, sometimes I feel like it's hard in big games. It can almost get too one-dimensional with CMC just because you have Brock Purdy and then Deebo Samuel might be hurt, and it's just Ayuk and Kittle. The Birds is like, we got Jalen Hurts. If he's healthy, we can use his legs. We have Saquon. We have A.J. Brown, Smitty, Dallas Goedert. You have all these people to be worried about. We got Devontae Parker coming in now. Like, I feel like there's so many more people to be worried about in the Eagles, and then there's so many different ways we could use Saquon off that, where it's like, it might just look easy. Like, I think us at our best with Saquon, it might just look easy for him, where it's not like there's not too much strain on him, which it might be scary. Like, plus, give us like a bailout player. Like Saquon's a bailout type of guy. There's plays where he's gonna bail your offense the fuck out, and that's gonna be scary.
Let's touch on some more Saquon news of pettiness from the Eagles signing, but there was some pettiness from a former Giants running back, Tiki Barber.
Legend.
I remember going to the games as my family was season ticket holders, and I had, as a little kid, we had these little those old school beanies that were just like a skin type beanie. There was no like pom pom or whatever on the top, and I just said it was red when they had those red jerseys, and it just said 21 Barber on it. And Tiki Barber on WFAN says, "You're dead to me." Now, let's just discredit the media for this, because when you see the headline on any article or ESPN, they don't show you how he said it. Which
we heard it. I mean, we heard it.
We heard it. There was a little.
Heard it.
There was a little sass, I would say, to it, but it wasn't like a Saquon, you're fucking dead to me. Like you can hear like the anger there. It was kind of just like a petty, like you're dead to me, man. Like you're dead to me. Like
it sounded kind of. I thought it was.
I think it was throw the shot, but also like in a joking way, but also still trying to throw the shot.
Yeah, that's what I feel like he's trying to sugarcoat it. I think he really meant that shit.
But
I think he was offended. And not offended, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, Tiki was there for his entire career, and he was hoping that Saquon was there. And then, Saquon's firing back too. But also, like, pictures were surfacing when Saquon was drafted and him and Tiki were working together, and the old retired Giant is helping the new young rookie that was just drafted to the Giants. Like, those pictures were resurfacing. They did have a good relationship. I think it was all taken out of context, but it was definitely like the pettiness. But I think it also goes to show, like, and he even said in his quote, like, I'm saying what every Giants fan is feeling right now, which I think that being so big of a story that it got to, a lot of Giants fans ended up getting very rowdy about it.
No, but that's corny, Tiki, because you not know. Obviously, you're a Giants fan, but you ain't no regular Giants fan, bro. You are playing running back in NFL. You were probably underpaid like Saquon. You probably seen countless of running backs go through the situation, get hurt, not get paid. That's why it's like, to me, it's a little corny. I understand Saquon probably petty as hell. I'm telling you, it's probably something a little bit, even though it's a great fit, it probably is a little petty for him to come to the Birds. I can't lie.
I'm eager to know.
So I get it. And I get that's what Giants fans is feeling. There's probably so many Giants fans. You're dead to me, Saquon, burning jerseys, etc. I just think it's a little corny coming from a player that plays a position that knows most of this is because he's really was just trying to get paid 2 years ago. I'm like, damn, Tiki, the fuck? I'm dead to you.
I just appreciated it. Maybe I'm like, maybe
because he pandering to y'all. Like, he doing a media gig,
and like maybe I'm soft for saying this, but like I'm not as mad as all these Giants fans. Like for Saquon, like at Saquon.
At Saquon.
I'm like, I appreciate that he was here. And I remember saying to you, like, I wanted to get a Saquon jersey so bad, but I knew they were going to get rid of him. Like, I knew it 2 fucking years ago that Saquon was not going to end up re-signing, and he wanted the guaranteed money. And again, that's what he's been saying this entire time. It's guaranteed money, guaranteed money, guaranteed money. And he was not getting that offer from the Giants, and he gets it from the Eagles. So for the Giants fans, again, to be so mad over this, the Giants didn't offer him a contract. So how can you be mad at him? He got offered a contract. And to some Eagles fans, they're saying it was too much money.
It was a lot of money.
But let's give the Giants, last thing before we move to this big running back question here. Let's move to like kind of the big storyline of, well, so Saquon goes to the Eagles, and that's the dig to the Giants. The Giants let that happen. They let McKinney go. They let this happen, yada, 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 and all this money. But think about what they were able to turn this into. Able to beef up the line a little bit. Geno Smith. Tyrod Taylor is not a Giant anymore. You lose a couple guys.
He's a Jet.
Sad, I know. He's a Jet, which is crazy. But you're able to use that money to get some help on the line, which is like really, really deserved it. And I was hoping in free agency they did that so then they could go draft a wide receiver, and it's looking like that's going to be the case. And let's all not forget the big signing of Brian Burns, where you put them, and I will say this right now. I believe right now that the Giants' defensive line, with the addition of Brian Burns, is the best defensive line in football. And that I don't see how this addition is not like that. It is not like the true indicator of that. When Dexter Lawrence got his money, and Dexter Lawrence has been playing to the highest of highs, and the knight in shining armor on this defense, and it's like, oh, all these good players go. Well, let's not forget about some. I truly think with this addition of Brian Burns, now you talk about a jersey I can get, that's number 0, and I did text you that. So I have to give credit where credit's due for the Giants. They were able to turn the money for just the 2 of them, just Saquon and McKinney. Those 2 contracts, they turned into a lot of offensive line help, which I was hoping for, again, just because Malik Neighbors is potentially going to be there. Rome Odunze is potentially going to be there. And here's the thing with that. The Chargers pick 5, and it looks like I saw some Mel Kiper stuff. I do really trust him in this draft process and all that.
Mel the GOAT.
Mel is the GOAT. And he was saying that they're going to take Neighbors, which would mean Odunze falls to the Giants at 6. Now, I guess I really wanted Neighbors, but I didn't really care. Like, hey, Neighbors, Odunze, I don't care. But here's the deal. If you're the Chargers, I know that now Mike Williams is gone. Now Keenan Allen's gone. There's no receivers left. I know you need a receiver. But if Justin Herbert doesn't have fucking protection, what's the point? The offensive line class is crazy here. It is every year, but you got to pick an lineman here.
But the lineman, the problem is the situation is the lineman that's like in their spot is like a right tackle that they be trying to convert to left tackle, or like a left. It's one of those things like a left tackle that be trying to convert to right tackle, or a right tackle trying to convert to left tackle. And like historically, there's a couple really good Hall of Famers that have done that, but historically, you don't really want to do that.
I just feel like,
and if you get someone like Malik Neighbors, who for the Chargers is a great fit right there, yeah, you got it.
I feel bad for Harbaugh that he just has to come into this absolute disaster and start.
This is what he does, though. He did it with the 49ers. I mean, it wasn't really a disaster, but
come back to you get to come back to the NFL to this mess. So that's the only thing I felt bad for there. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to mention that too, because I really didn't want the Giants to pick.
Oh yeah. Wait, go back to that.
Yeah, so you want to go here?
Just read that contract.
Yeah.
I have not a ranking, but
yeah. Okay. So, yeah, just briefly moving here to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins gets a big bag at 35 years of age. Let's not sugarcoat that. Kirk Cousins is 35 years old, coming off an ACL tear, and gets a 4-year contract, $180 million, and $100 guaranteed. $100 million guaranteed. Everyone's sitting there saying the agent is an absolute G, and he did that. And when you look at it, it is kind of crazy. I mean, just to say 35 years old, off the ACL tear, barely any playoff experience, and you're getting $100 guaranteed? What the fuck? If I'm any player in this league, I'm like, wait a minute. So that's all I had to do to get that money? That's it. I just had to
do
be.
Kirk like that. Don't do Kirk that bad, but yeah.
I'm not saying that to throw an insane amount of shade to Kirk.
But I feel you though.
But it is just
It's a bank
outlandish.
robbery. It's bank robbery. It's bank robbery.
If you're the Falcons, how can you sit there and say we're going to give him 180 and 100's going to be guaranteed?
Because they had the money
after a tear, and you're 35. You're not fucking 27. You're 35. So that's where I'm like, wait just a minute. I mean, let's base salary in. Let's
look how old he is when he's getting picked.
Base salary in 2020 in 2026 he's going to be 38 years old, 35 million. Base salary in 2027 he's 39, 35 million. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me?
So
good for you, man.
I am good. No,
way to go,
real
Kirk.
shit. Good shit, Kirk. I'm excited to see you in this offense with these young weapons. But here's my question. Do we put him in the list of Hall of Fame bank robbers in sports?
100%.
I don't have the list, but is he up there with Ben Simmons, Andrew Bynum?
He's in there with Ben Simmons. Foolish.
That's what I'm saying. Because Ben Simmons don't play.
I know.
Ben Simmons don't.
I
Kirk
know.
play. But I'm trying to think of other all-time bank robbers. I feel like the Yankees probably paid a couple people too much money. Like, it's probably some all-time. Like, who are y'all all-time bank robbers? I got Ben Simmons there. I got Bynum there.
It's really tough to attach Ben
Kirk Tobias Harris. Oh my God, platinum member. He might be over Ben Simmons for the bank robberies. I don't know if I can put Kirk Cousins in my top 5.
I know. I think.
But he might be second, third ballot Hall of Famer bank robber.
I was just gonna say, like, I think when you name Ben Simmons, which is insane.
Bank
I
Hall of
remember
Fame,
seeing that
number
stat.
1 bank robber.
I don't remember what the stat was. I saw it when I was down there. It was like 286 million, and he's played like 40 games or something. When you name Ben Simmons, I feel like that is just so disrespectful
to Kirk, because he be putting it
to attach Kirk Cousins to it.
He be putting
Like,
on the,
you know, we have to give Kirk his respect and his flowers.
We can't do him like that.
So you're definitely on there. You're on that list.
Yeah, you might be like tier 3 because
Right.
you actually play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you play well.
And you play well.
You know
So,
what
like,
Tobias Harris is?
I had this question come to me.
Tobias Harris makes more money than Kirk Cousins.
I had this question come to me the other day.
Does he?
Who?
What's that total contract for Kirk? 100 and what?
80.
Him and Tobias Harris make the same amount of money. One less year. Let that sink in.
Let it sink in. We got our Hall of Fame bank robbers, but it's tough to put Kirk on that list because you're attaching him to Ben Simmons, but he's definitely got to go on that list for sure. I had this question asked to me of when Russell Wilson got signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers for like that $2.5 million, $1.5 million, whatever dirt cheap contract it was. The Steelers aren't paying that money. That was just the report. Like, we know the money of the actual contract that the Denver Broncos have. It's just the Steelers aren't paying it. Whatever. So the question was, would you rather have Russell Wilson right now or Kirk Cousins? And
Kirk.
The answer is Kirk all day.
But that doesn't. I'm not saying that because I think Russell Wilson's playing bad football at all. I think he actually was playing pretty good football.
Yeah, it's just
when he left off at Denver. But I also think Kirk was really spinning it before he got hurt, which is why I don't know if I could put him in the platinum member, first class tier bank robbers. Because he produced what he played.
But I can because of
what opportunity Kirk Cousins, God-fearing man, goes to Atlanta. Oh my God, we are known for 28-3. Matt Ryan couldn't get it done. I'm pretty sure Matt Ryan's a God-fearing man, great Philadelphia man. We love you, Matt Ryan. Can Kirk Cousins be Moses? Part the Red Sea in Atlanta, literally, and be the hero? Lead the Young Bucks to the Super Bowl. He got 4 years to do it. $180 million. Man, Kirk, you got 4 years to be a bank robber or a fucking legend. I mean, either way, you're gonna be a legend to me, but to Atlanta people, it might be a little different.
I mean,
I'm here for it, Kirk. Go be Moses. Go part the Red Sea, motherfucker. I love it.
Kirk got his money for sure. Like,
got his bread.
I wouldn't be this angry about it. No, I'm not discrediting. Like, get your fucking bag. I'm so happy for you that you did.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be so, I'm not going to say mad. I wouldn't be so upset with it and in disagreement with it if it wasn't because of the ACL tear, the Achilles tear. Yeah. Like that's the biggest thing.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Maybe he was fucking with Aaron,
hey,
bro.
You're 35
maybe
years old.
Maybe he was fucking with Aaron.
But hey, you're 35 years old. You get the same contract. I'd be like, I would still 100% be shocked, but I wouldn't be like, holy shit, you just got 100 guaranteed after an Achilles tear, and you're 35. So that's where like it's almost just mind-boggling that the Falcons were ready to do this. But you know what? Good for them. Desmond Ridder didn't really work out.
Nah.
We have young pieces there.
Great young pieces.
And did you see the funny report of Kyle Pitts, who wears number 8, and he said, "I'll give you the number, give me targets." And Kirk is now wearing number 18. So all the funny shit's like, I guess Kyle's getting no targets.
Pain. We were gonna FanDuel that.
Yeah, we were gonna FanDuel that for sure. All right, so we touched on Russ briefly, but Justin Fields is the newest Steeler. And I guess it's no longer Broncos country. Let's ride. It's here we go.
Steelers Nation.
What is that?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Steelers. You mean still curtain?
That's what he
still
said.
Still curtain. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Still curtain.
Like,
let's ride.
It's got to be something. So
So what do you think? Like,
here's the only thing that aggravated me. I'm
want
curious
Justin
on this.
to play.
That's what I said. So Mike Tomlin coming out and saying that Russell's number 1 and Justin's number 2. I feel like don't say that. I feel like let him play for it.
No, but I mean, I just want Justin to play from a fan standpoint. But if from what Justin's put on film and from what Russell Wilson's put on film,
right.
and money, I'd have to do the same. It's just really, I just think it's super interesting how it ended up playing out that Justin Fields is now backing up Russell Wilson.
And Kenny Pickett is backing up Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not forget that.
We love that. Two Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks.
That's
on one team.
crazy out of you for saying that.
We already seen
I remember seeing that in your story, and I showed Jameis a name, and I said, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Y'all know I love Kenny Pickett, bro.
And I'm the biggest Kenny Pickett hater.
Yeah, I love it, bro. I fuck with Kenny, bro. So I don't know, but I think Justin Fields has a big opportunity because as much as I did say Russell Wilson played good football in Denver, it was shaky at times. Mike Tomlin don't play that. We've seen it with Mason and Kenny. He'll swap. He'll pull the swapperoos whenever. So I think Justin's going to play, but I would love to see him be at 1. But I'm hyped for that. We going out in Pittsburgh, my second PA team, AFC. I'm gonna fuck with y'all. I like what's going on over there. And they got who else they got? Fuck, they just signed someone else really good. But yeah, we gonna fuck with y'all. We gonna fuck with y'all, Pittsburgh. Still curtain.
Here we go.
Let's ride. Nah, I like still curtain.
I mean, that was one of his things. Though.
I like still curtain. I like still curtain.
I do too. It was like here we go. Yeah, so I think that was like the big news, and now we know
Mike Tomlin can be playing that own locker,
right?
Hollywood Playboy
bullshit.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be playing that. I mean, we thought Sean Payton was gonna be playing that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we thought that he was shutting it down. But yeah, so now we know that Caleb Williams is most likely going to be a Chicago Bear, and you saw him walking out for his pro day, and Keenan Allen is standing there with his big jug of water, and I noticed in the jug, it's one of those jugs that says like the times of when you should start drinking and whatever. And he's in his Bears, like rain jacket, all diced up, and he's handshakes and everything. Like, is that where he's going to go? I was curious to see if the Bears were going to let this go all the way to the draft and maybe get rid of him for some draft pieces on draft night, because we know that's a big thing. But I guess that's where it's going to go. And then you think of, is Jaden Daniels going to go too? Is Drake May going to go too? Talking about Giants having a dinner with J.J. McCarthy and the Commanders doing the same thing.
I would laugh. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, and I'm jumping off a bridge.
Oh my God. Please, Giants.
Please do not.
No, please.
Take J.J. McCarthy.
Nah, please. He's a dog. He like that. He would change the NFC East, the landscape of it. I think y'all should really look at it.
And the problem is, I can't see it.
What, J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah. So but again, I was wrong about Tua, so I'll gladly be wrong again. But hey, as Mel Kiper said in his big draft report on drafting Odunze or Neighbors, he said about J.J. McCarthy, they have to see the contract through. And he said, and look, if all else fails, the Giants are potentially going to be back in this spot next year in 2025, which I sent that same thing in a group chat, and I said, they will be. Not potentially, they will be. Okay? They will be back here in 2025. Let's relax. Okay? Let's relax. All right? I'm the only one that's going to be real about it. All these Giants fans are going to be so mad. I'm the only one that's going to be real about it and tell you that the Giants will be back here again at the pick 6 in the 2025 NFL draft. Okay, for the big running back question. Okay, we're leaving Saquon Barkley out of this. Joe Mixon goes to Houston.
Wow.
Derrick Henry goes to Baltimore.
Wow.
Tony Pollard goes to Tennessee.
Underrated.
And Josh Jacobs goes to Green Bay. And A.J. Dillon resigns. So now you have that tandem. And you talk about Green Bay. Aaron Jones, he takes the Petty route like Saquon, and he goes, according to Petty over here, he goes to Minnesota. Lots of running backs moves. I don't think we've seen this in a really, really long time, or if we ever have, of so many running backs just switching teams. And that's why it's I guess, it's not overlooked. It's just, I feel like it's not talked about enough of these running backs not getting paid. And I've said it time and time again. So it raised the question. What running back move do we like I should say that again. What running back move do you like the most? Mixon to Houston, Derrick Henry to Baltimore, Tony Pollard to Tennessee, or Josh Jacobs to Green Bay? And again, we are leaving Saquon Barkley out of this conversation.
I want to say Derrick Henry to Baltimore so bad. Like, I really want to I'm probably rooting for that the most. I gotta go with Mixon to Houston,
really?
dog.
I thought you were gonna say Jacobs to Green Bay for a second.
I gotta go with Mixon to Houston, bro. And you know what? I love Singletary, but Mixon has a little bit more size, a little bit more toughness to him, a little bit more game breaking ability, and it gives Houston more ability to control the game. You saw in the game they played against Baltimore, they couldn't even run the ball. I mean, Baltimore defense was different. But if this adds an element to that Houston offense as much as it did to Cincinnati, where we could really pound you with the run as much as Mixon was winning the Bengals games. I mean, obviously it was a couple years ago and shit like that.
A lot of touchdowns.
But Mixon was winning the Bengals games sometimes, just with that element to the game. If he can bring that to Houston, I think it's a little better than Derrick to Baltimore, just because there's that. I don't want to say this because I love Derrick Henry. I love it, and I think he's a superhuman. I don't think he's going to get hurt. I don't think this is going to happen. I'm just saying he's a little farther along in his career than Mixon. Maybe Mixon has a little bit more juice to add to Houston. But I honestly hope I'm wrong, because I'm rooting hard for Derrick to Baltimore. That's nasty. But I got to go with Mixon to Houston. I think that's going to be the nastiest move. Josh Jacobs to Green Bay.
I only said that because of the team. Green Bay's on the up and coming. They're on the come.
I think Aaron Jones in Green Bay was extremely underrated. I think him and LaFleur had that thing figured out. I think he was really locked in the system there. Josh Jacobs to Green Bay is going to be really good, underrated, but I think it's going to be similar to Aaron Jones. It's not an indictment because Aaron Jones was nasty, but I'm saying I think it's going to be similar to where I think Mixon and Houston's going to be a clear upgrade, and I think obviously Derrick Henry's going to be like a clear upgrade. Even Tony to Tennessee, but like they ain't going to be ass.
Tannehill still free agent.
And they quarterback might get his girl back. They got a lot of problems. They ain't going to be ass.
I'm going to say, the obvious answer of Derrick Henry to Baltimore. I just think, look, again, no disrespect here, no shade here to Gus Edwards, but Gus Edwards, Derrick Henry, you get to see what this is going to do for Lamar Jackson. And knowing that we have this monster that's behind me that's able to run this rock and take a lot of the rushing attempts away from me. And not to say that Lamar's going to stop running the ball. He's not going to have to, but he's going to have a huge he's going to be able to rely on this big back to do that.
Keaton Mitchell plays football next year.
Yeah.
With Derrick
Henry.
Oh, my fault.
I think,
shit.
I don't think this is...
that might be a problem.
I don't think this is an underrated, it's underrated to look past. I just think this should be getting more attention that Derrick Henry
as playing for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah.
And what Baltimore did last year, what they really could have and should have done last year. And now you add Derrick Henry, who we've all seen, he's got life in that tank still. He has it in him.
Yeah, he got life.
And he's not going anywhere. So I think this is a very, very smart move for Baltimore.
It might come for me.
And again, it goes back to the team standpoint, like Josh Jacobs to an up-and-coming team like Green Bay. Derrick Henry to a team like Baltimore, who's right there.
Established. They lost some pieces. PQ.
Which is crazy.
Geno Stone.
Going back to another division rival over to the Steel City.
That's crazy.
What's up with the free agents going to division rivals? I understand. It's a business.
Just want to get paid.
Get your money.
I think people just want to get paid, man. And this ain't the first time. I think people just want to get paid, bro. And I'm not too mad at it, but T.O. did it to me. Broke my heart. Donovan McNabb did it to me. That was drawing. Seeing him in a Redskins uniform. That was out of pocket. So it's been happening. I don't like it, but get paid. Young man, get paid.
And
they don't got Odell no more. I mean, I'm not gonna act like he was the lead, but I loved Odell in Baltimore.
They have him at ESPN. I saw on an Instagram post today. They have him as the 12th highest free agent on the board. I wonder where he's going to go. Again, he's getting towards the end.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
You see, you guys got Paris Campbell today. I got more texts about that
that
because he was a Giant. I'm like,
that.
pull up the stats, guys. How many fucking snaps did he take last year?
Possible weapons.
Everybody just loves to throw shade.
Maybe we bring in Odell to the locker room. Odell would be a great fit for the Birds. Bring him back with Saquon.
Yeah, but you know what? That'd be sick.
Oh,
but you know what? The Eagles are gonna draft a wide receiver, and it's gonna be a top 10 receiver. To be fine.
I want a corner. I think we gotta address the corner.
You gotta address the corner, and like
first round, I want a corner.
Yeah, I mean,
on
paper,
Howie, think about it, Howie. Little deli back to the crib.
On paper, with these trades? On paper, the Philadelphia Eagles? On paper, do the Philadelphia Eagles have the best roster in the NFL after most of these free agent moves? I think a lot of people would say yes. Don't you think, or no?
I'm not ready to say yes. I think we had the best offense. I love getting CJ Gardner-Johnson back on defense. I love Slay. We got to see what we're doing on the other side of the corner, and linebackers.
You got to figure out that James Bradbury.
Linebackers. I think the Chiefs still have more of a complete roster, even with the 49ers having Brock Purdy at quarterback, but he's proven himself, in my opinion.
And let's talk about...
I think they have more of a complete roster, even though they've lost some pieces, but I think we're right there, though. I think we need to address linebacker, address corner. Eagles top 3 roster in the league, though. But when it comes to that dog, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to it really matter.
And real quick, Hollywood Brown to Kansas City. So
that's what I'm saying.
There's some Hollywood wide receiver help there that is
Casey Roster
so greatly needed. So greatly needed in Kansas City.
Beer Belly Mahomes got another weapon. You know what I'm saying?
And they just got to draft another one, and they're going to be fine.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And they were able to win it with damn near nobody. So
2 times. Don't make no sense.
Yeah. All right. Let's briefly get to some March Madness here, as this is Thursday of day 1. Of the round of 64. March Madness is back. We are just getting to spring. Let's check out this stat here. Only 6 teams with pre-tournament odds of 20-1 or longer have won the title since 1979. And
all those 6 teams were UConn and Villanova.
Yep.
Which is wild.
And speaking of UConn going for the repeat as back-to-back champs, that hasn't happened since 2006-2007 season of the Florida Gators.
Corey Brewer, real legend.
Real legend. And we look at the odds pre-tournament from FanDuel. UConn as plus 370 favorites. Houston 600. Purdue 700. Arizona 1300. And our 5th, North Carolina at 1,700. So, we're going to pick 2 winners here just because I think the consensus is everybody has the same one. So, we want to...
I don't know about everybody, but go ahead.
I think most people have a similar pick. And then we're going to pick the another one that's hopefully differing.
Should I just fade UConn every round? I'm just going to take the opposite money line every round. Keep going. Go ahead.
That's crazy. I don't like...
Dave Portnoy put $600K on it.
Dave Portnoy put $600,000.
You are most likely going to take Connecticut. My dad has Connecticut.
I mean, I have UConn in my...
Does your dad have Connecticut?
Yeah. We were talking about it today.
All my other boys' dads probably have Connecticut.
I'm a huge Big East fan, so I'm rooting for them.
I agree. I'll go since I'm doing this.
So go ahead.
I'm drawn. I'll go.
So you 2 winners. I need 2.
All right. So I'm going to start with the long shot. I'm actually going to take a plus 20-1 odds guy. I think the 20-1 odds, I think there's value in places. I don't know who you're going to pick, so I might be stepping on your toes a little bit. But I think if you want to look at Tennessee, Dalton Connect, Kai Ziegler, good players, worth the 17-1. Auburn, run through the SEC tournament.
Bruce.
Hot team right now, good coaching, well-schooled team. I think they're worth 20, what is that, 22-1?
22-1.
What I like, I think ain't bad. I think it's at 25, 24-1.
Who is it?
I think Marquette is
I thought you were gonna say
worth.
Creighton. Damn it.
Marquette is worth a look, depending on the health of Tyler Kalick, because Tyler Kalick's back healthy. Hooper, Cam Jones, we already know what he's on, and he's been offended that he ain't get on the All Big East team. I don't know if you saw his quote, but he's a little pissed off. Talk about another well-schooled, well-coached team. Played in that Big East. You see 3 of those teams that are listed in that 20-1 range are from the Big East. I think if they get hot and Tyler Kolek is healthy, Marquette could be a nice little valuable pick at 25-1. Other pick I like, not so valuable, but I do kind of believe, and it's like, this ain't going, don't. So everyone listen to this fade every single time they play, but I'm going to go with Houston plus 600. I love Kelvin Sampson. I love the program they built. I love them going this year to the Big 12 and then dominating it. I think it might translate to the tournament, but I just, in the tournament, man, they always have these rounds, the Elite 8, Sweet 16, where they just stall out shooting. Bad offensive game, but I think the way they play defensively, offensive boards, well-coached team, it could be the year for Houston. But I don't love plus 600. I might play Marquette, to be honest, just for the odds. And there's probably a couple other teams here, but I'm gonna let you go.
Do you think that this is just me being somewhat of a hater, but we especially saw last year with Purdue? I don't even see them.
I'm not even touching them.
I don't see him making the Final Four. I don't see him making the Elite 8.
Fraud alert. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, fraud
Again,
alert.
fraud.
Yeah.
Again.
Agree.
So
yeah,
I think as soon as those 1 seeds came out, I said, I know one of them that's not going anywhere, and that was Purdue. So I'm going to take Connecticut just because I think which this is not even me thinking, like everybody has said this. I'm not the first person to say it. I'm certainly not I'm not going to be the last person to say it. When Connecticut's playing their way of basketball, nobody in the country can touch them. So it's, from a betting standpoint, it's not the best look. But when making a bracket, for sure, I was saying one of my brackets is going to be Connecticut. But plus 370 for a March Madness national champion, that's a long road to sweat a plus 370, in my opinion.
A lot of shit can happen, man.
You know? Like, wouldn't you... I just feel like you, most of the time, we're not seeing the favorite win. So, especially in March Madness. So, wouldn't you want to sweat a player, like a play in a team that's higher in odds because it's so long of a tournament and there's 64 teams in here. Or 30, what is
68 now.
Right. So I just
Modern
that's why it's very tough for me to be betting on UConn. Now,
Dave Portnoy don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Well, because those guys have the bankroll. Okay? Maybe if I had a bankroll like that, we could really go sweating. Okay? I'm certainly going to sweat 600,000. Now, my second one, like, I'm going to ride with the Tigers. Like, war damn.
All right.
War damn.
I'm
going to ride with the Tigers.
All right.
I really am.
Any of y'all from that church still fuck with this show?
All right.
Shout out to y'all.
Hey, shout out the Tigers. The SEC champs. Plus 2,200.
Yeah.
They got a shot.
Got robbed when they went to the Final Four last. My opinion, should have won that game versus Virginia.
And they're gonna have a tough road down the stretch. If they can get that far, they will have a tough road. They will end up meeting with UConn, and that will be the spiciest game of them all.
We probably will be all over War Dam.
All over War Dam. So that I think that's going to be a very fun part of the tournament if the Tigers can get there, the SEC champs can get there, and I also do think Creighton has a chance to make a good run as well. I know this is.
I took the Akron Zips today, plus 13.
You know who I also think has a chance to have a little fun Cinderella run? Not a Cinderella run, but like a run. I think NC State can have a good time.
My squad really is Kentucky, man.
Dude.
Anytime I get to watch Rob Dillingham play basketball, it is a very nice treat. And I've been riding them all season, up and down with them. I ride them throughout the whole tournament. I'm taking them versus Oakland. I'm taking the points. I don't even care.
Dude,
that's just my squad.
Sam just went down there because his brother goes there, and he got me a hat. I'm gladly going to be putting that on and hopping on the bandwagon this tournament.
Fire.
Just the regular blue,
nice
Kentucky
little,
blue,
nice little golf hat.
Yep. I'm just going to be on the bandwagon if they make a run and just wearing that hat. That's just said. All right. To wrap this show up here, I'm going to toss this over here to you, sir, with the OG Anunoby news. Same injury with that elbow, sitting out again. Caught a good win earlier this week against the Warriors in Golden State. OG being hurt again is a shock.
Deuce McBride is a fucking...
Deuce McBride is that guy.
My bad. I was completely wrong about you. We can go back to what I said about him on this podcast.
It's West Virginia talent, man. That's
My
what it is.
bad. Like, he is a hooper. But you continue.
Yeah. So, I mean, especially going down the stretch, the conversation that all these analysts are saying is, a healthy Knicks team is a team that's very, very hard to beat.
Very.
Well, when is this healthy Knicks team going to be there?
Yeah, exactly.
So at some point we got to stop saying that narrative because we got to wait and see. Mitchell Robinson is very close. Julius Randle is getting there on the closer side. And then we have OG who's really just trying to figure out this elbow injury. And I would like for you...
I just think it's funny. It's Twitter, bro. So I'm going to just... But it was NBA Dunk Central or the Knicks page. Credible Twitter source. Where it was like a quote from somebody that was with the Raptors and said, OG does not like playing hurt. Does not like playing through injuries. Was a question of his toughness. I don't think New York fans like that. I don't know if they going for that. But he's been out a while with his He's been out a while with his elbow. He was hurt a little bit in Toronto. Okay. I'm going to say, are you scared of this being true? First, I'll say that. Are you scared of this being true? Second, if it is true, because OG has a big love train right now.
Dude, they're 15-2 with him.
Could you see that turning? Or because since they're so good with him, do you think New York fans will be like, man, fuck it, we so good with OG. I don't care what you're talking about.
I think just because they're so good with him. I mean, that stat alone, 15-2 when he's on the court, is insane. The defense has been incredible. Holding these teams to, obviously right now in the NBA, scoring is down for sure.
Yeah.
And the Knicks defense, when, we saw last week when they played the 76ers twice, I mean, it was 80
and 70 one time.
Yeah, like, so the defense is obviously there. Again, the first game was without OG, then he comes back for the second game, which was last Tuesday night. I think the big thing is, I don't think Knicks fans are going to get upset about it. I just think, look, the team is still competing when he's not there, and I'd rather you figure out whatever the hell that is that you have, so then you're ready to go. Come, I think there's 15 games left, 14 games left in the season, maybe a little bit more. Time's kind of running out, so let's start to really hone in and figure this out, because that's a defender that the Knicks so deeply need, especially for a 7-game series against these big dogs in the East. I'm not so mad over it. I'm just more scared if this shit's truer than it should be, and this.
And how many attempts are the Knicks going to get as good as this?
I know.
And I mean, the Sixers being hampered by injuries is huge.
Helps insanely.
So big. The Bucks looking a little shaky going through coaching problems, having a year without continuity, because next year we have continuity now. That's big. It's a big opportunity for the Knicks.
And then it's the Cavs are
fraud alert.
And then there's the Celtics. So it's
fraud alert.
They're right there.
That roster is the same with fraud alert.
They're right there. So the big thing that I'm I guess what I'm scared about the most is, do we know everything that we should about what's actually going on with this elbow?
Not. Absolutely not. You
so,
don't know anything.
Will we ever know?
Yeah, I would err on the side you don't know anything. You probably won't know anything until June.
And or knock on wood, or some report comes out and it's hey, he can't play. He's out for the postseason.
That'd be devastating.
Something like that. But knock on wood, we're not saying that's going to happen. But that's the biggest thing I'm worried about, because I'm wait a minute. Did I miss something? He's out. He just came back. He's out again, and it's just being optimistic. Oh, it was probably he probably bumped knees with somebody, or he just tweaked a hammy or whatever. No, it's the same elbow. That's where it becomes some red alerts are going off of something is maybe being tucked under the rug. It's just a thought, but there's the worry is there just because, like you said, this is a really, really solid chance for the Knicks. And
might not get any better than this. It feels 2018 Sixers-esque.
It does.
This is the year.
And without going through this stretch of injuries and not having Randall and not having OG, even though there were stretches where they were losing, they went on a 6-game road losing streak. They were just getting torched at home.
Looking bad for a little bit.
And then they found their way of being able to play with guys like Josh Hart playing 48 minutes, triple double after triple double. Deuce McBride coming out of
guarding Steph Curry for 40 minutes.
climbing into his shell and coming out of his shell, I should say, and
dropping people like.
Yeah, that was insane in Cleveland. And then Jalen Brunson just continuing to do what he does, but he's a small guy, isn't that right, Becky? Right.
We'll revisit that.
They said something on. They were doing like a joke thing, like read jokes or whatever, some media thing, and like Josh Hart said something to him. I think it was some small joke. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Josh like fires back at him and he's like, "You should ask Becky that." I'm like, "Yo, bro."
I like her name Becky too. So
yeah. Yeah. So and then just the way that the Knicks have been able to play without these guys.
We'll see.
Is very promising, and again, it's just very fun to see the Knicks like playing good basketball and winning because we just haven't seen it in a long time.
It's been fun to talk about the Knicks on the pod,
and we're gonna get to the Sixers as well.
I fuck with it.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in store. I know the last time we said we're like back and shit and whatever. I didn't really realize that my vacation was like right around the corner, so that's totally on me. This has been great to be. Again, I say it every time. I understand. Great to be back. We're back for good now, and vacation's over. Tea party is around the corner. Golf season is right here. I think the groundhog was right this year. I never believed in that bullshit, but like it's starting to get warm out. So like,
all right, whatever y'all say, I'm just ready to go whenever y'all ready. That's why
you were at the range today. So Manny's peering iron shots, which is like
not consistently, but we're doing it better than we were before. That's all that, and that you know what? And that's a bar, because that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Tea parties are right around the corner. Subscribe if you watched on YouTube, Apple Podcast. Drop those ratings and all that good stuff. We will see you when we see you. We're back for a good time and a fucking long time. I know people say not a long time, but that's how it goes. You've been listening and watching to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and
that
Manny
Rumpin. That wrist flexion, fucker.
Tea parties around the corner. Happy March Madness. We didn't say it. It's a national fucking holiday. Good luck on your brackets and make sure you hit those bets. We're rooting for you.